boomerang. So anything that your internal world, whether that's in calm, in ultimate satisfaction, or in total chaos, is going to be projected externally. And that's through relationships, through your work, through your business, through how you look after yourself.
If you would like to cultivate more worth, freedom and expression in your life, you're watching the right video.
Is if something isn't working, don't just move on to the next thing. Come back into yourself, understand why that's not working. Understand why it's not working and clear it out.
Hi, I'm Faye. I'm the What If Coach. I'm a certified life coach, a human design reader, and I work with my clients to help them navigate feelings of unworthiness, to shed the weight of the expectations of others, and really to step into speaking their truth. In this 10 Minutes With interview series, I interview wellness experts for a precious 10 minutes for them to share their tips and tricks and their stories of how they have cultivated more worth, freedom and expression in their lives.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the 10 Minutes With interview series. We are focused on knowing your worth, feeling your freedom and finding your expression. And I couldn't find anyone better to speak to about this today. Emily, I cannot wait to have this conversation. We've had some juicy conversations even before we went live today, and I'm sure some of it will make it into this conversation. I would love for you to introduce yourself and just let us know what you're going to talk about today.
Hello. Yes, so my name is Emily Wysock-Wright, and I am a business alignment and energy transformation coach. And I've made, and what we were just saying, a huge transition recently, which is so lovely to be able to talk to you about it today. Between, I guess, really understanding who I am and what I'm trying to do and to really align that together. So what I'm going to talk about is that transition, and I have got one very juicy tip to help you start to put these steps in motion, if it will help you, so that you can start to, I guess, see your alignment potential in work, in life, in business, or whatever it is you're doing.
Amazing. Tell us about this journey. I want to know.
Tell us about this journey. So I, as all coaches do, invested in a coach, and I'm a hypnotherapist and subconscious transformation coach. That's kind of my bread and butter. That's what I work as, and that's the therapies I use. So I felt I had to get someone to be on my level. So I've been working with a subconscious transformation coach, basically unraveling all those belief systems, reprogramming, getting rid of everything that I'm scared of and scarcity and all those kind of things. And by clearing out that space and really clearing out all the negative traumas, beliefs, emotions, everything that I had, I am a very intuitive person, and I channel and I get information from, I don't know where, but it comes. And and as soon as I started clearing this out, I started feeling lighter, feeling fresher, but actually it's funny, we were just talking about shedding our skins, because the third week that I went through was called the shed, which was about shedding our skins and shedding all of these thoughts. And as I was shedding and as I was releasing, I did a breathwork ceremony. It was beautiful. I had all of these, literally, I could show you journals and journals of writing of information, just like, got to write it down, because I'd made space for all of this new, I guess, this new flip of who I want to be, how I want to do it. And it wasn't because I was writing it down to get the structure and get the masculine energy in. It's because I didn't want to forget it, because I was like, this is gold dust. I need all this information. So I wrote it all down. And then the shift, as for me, being really understanding about my own energy and where I'm holding that and where I'm putting it. And being a subconscious transformation coach, we work very much on projections of the internal world externally. And I actually used this expression in a live the other day about your life is a boomerang. So what you throw out, you get back. And I was like, that's genius.
In life too.
It was great. So yes, but it is a boomerang. So anything that your internal world, whether that's in calm, in ultimate satisfaction, or in total chaos, is going to be projected externally. And that's through relationships, through your work, through your business, through how you look after yourself. And I knew this anyway, but when you first start applying that to yourself, as we should all do as coaches, that's when the big shift happened. It was, my goodness, what could I create? What potential am I sitting upon right now, which I didn't realize I had? So as soon as I started shifting these processes and changing my beliefs, letting go of stuff that wasn't serving me, as I said, this information came down. And very much so, I've now been, again, channeling and refreshing my mindset, refreshing what I'm trying to create. And this is where I guess this number one tips come from. And I think I was saying it to you just before, that I don't want to ramble too much, but that
it's all gold.
It's all gold. That a lot of the time in the industry, and this is why I've moved into more the business transformation side of things. I'm not a business coach. It's not what I do. I help align and transform the way you're thinking to be able to align that to your business. But the industry is telling us that we have to hustle. We have to try something new. We have to move on to the next thing. We have to follow these templates. We have to follow the paradigms of everything else and what everyone else is creating their own success on. But what they don't tell us is the more we do that, the more trauma we're creating, the more attachments we're creating to things which aren't going to be able to create our success. And ultimately, we've got this energy, which is just this negative energy, these negative bonds as such, which are coming into our business, coming into our flow, coming into our life, into our relationships. So the biggest tip that I have is, if something isn't working, don't just move on to the next thing. Come back into yourself, understand why that's not working. Understand why it's not working and clear it out. Clear out that first, and then try from a clean state. Do not try, or this is actually, I'm actually going to tell you not to do this. This is not a request. Do not try to build something on negative emotion and negative drive from hustle, because you're only going to get that back. And back to the life is a boomerang business, whatever you're doing, that is what's going to happen. And I've been, I guess, first life experience of that. So now I've changed things. Everything's much different. So yeah, that's it. That's my tip. That's my story to today, I guess.
It's so important. And as you're talking about it, it is that, isn't it? Like, if this doesn't work, we move to the next thing. But if it's how we're feeling about ourselves or something within us,
yeah,
it's just going to keep repeating. And yet it's so easy to be like, maybe this isn't right for me. I'm just going to change direction. And I wonder,
but we're told to do that. Well, we're not told, actually. The industry is buying into our ego, which for me, again, is totally bonkers, considering advertising and promotion is done subconsciously. But we are buying into the ego of these other coaches, these gurus. We're listening to them. We think they've got our solution. Actually, the solution is in yourself, and it's clearing out all that rubbish that you can then come back to that and come back to realize what that is.
And what is that for anyone watching who's like, okay, I want to clear, but like, what is clearing? How do you clear? How do you even begin that journey?
This is where I'm not going to sell my services, I promise.
But it happens. Emily's really good at helping people clear.
It happens. That's what I do. But no, it is. But no, you can do it yourself. So again, clearing out and releasing is all about understanding what you're judging yourself for, understanding where you can forgive yourself, understanding the traumas, which may be big or small, however they are, that have happened throughout your whole life, predominantly probably between the ages of 0 to 7, when we're egocentric and we can't understand. Understanding that you can release those from your body, release them from your mind, release them from your dynamic and experience, so that you can make space for new experience. And you're a grown-up now, I'm presuming, if you're watching this, and as a grown-up, you can make peace with these belief systems, make peace with these experiences, and free up that space within your energy field, because we are energy, fact, to allow these new things to come into you, and these new paradigms, and the way that we are now experiencing life is very different to before. So again, simple forgiveness, gratitude, release work. You could do visualizations, or you can dive really deep with a therapist like myself, where you go subconsciously and you work deep into that. They're the best solutions to do that. But journaling's a great way too, because you can start to make sense of what's going on in your head. You can start to piece things together. There are some amazing free resources on journaling where you can start to get some great tips and points to start with. And the key with that is to allow your conscious brain to switch off. So if you're being told what to do, probably not journaling. But if it's switching off and you're free writing, it's probably coming out. And there needs to be no strategy with that. Journaling is not about strategy as much as our conscious brain tells us. So it doesn't have to be dated. It doesn't have to have anything. It just needs to come out. And that's the most important thing. So they're the best kind of quick stop solutions to releasing, I guess, and clearing out beliefs, excuses, fears, sabotage, all those things which keep us stuck.
It's so important. And even as you talk about it, there's kind of this, I imagine this lightness and this space that's made. Like, we don't really think, we're like going, doing, and like, I'm going to try something else and add something in before we really remove anything. And I think we can expand our capacity for what we can hold, but we only want to hold so much, right? We don't want to hold everything and past things and what we want to call in. And yeah, I think it can become very convoluted. I think the beauty in what you're saying is, and I really believe in this, clear out the old before you welcome in the new, because the new often doesn't come in unless you are clear. And that may look like charity bags, that may look like journaling, that may look like subconscious beliefs.
But the new, otherwise you're attracting, and this isn't the law of attraction, this isn't a law of attraction speech or preaching you to do it, but otherwise you're attracting from that old way, and you're attracting from old attachments, old beliefs. And you wonder why you're not progressing and you're still feeling stuck. It's because you're coming from that perspective. And listen, just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. We're here to fail and learn. So I'm not, again, sitting here on my pedestal looking down at everybody like, look what I've done. No, it's a journey. This is what it's about. And celebrate yourself for failing, because it means that you can now have the knowledge and the light to see that this is the next step for you and what you need to do to change.
Amazing. Emily, I'm looking at the time and thinking, I just want to stay here for another 45 minutes with you. This has been amazing. And I think,
come join a workshop. I'm joking.
Come, there's things to go and connect. It is. And I think for those watching, really to start to begin to understand about clearing out, to really start to investigate, if it's not in your world already, about working with the subconscious and all that kind of underneath stuff that's rumbling away. I will share anywhere people can find you underneath this video, Emily, so they can definitely get in touch, all your information, your website, and whatever else you'd like to share with everyone. I am so grateful for your wisdom. It's inspiring just to be in this new energy with you. I'm grateful for the conversation today.
Thank you, Faye. It's been lovely to be here. And again, our stars were aligned at the right time. So
thank you.
Thank you for joining me for this interview. I hope that it's been insightful. Please hit like, hit subscribe so you don't miss any of these in the future. And if you want more tips and tricks and stories about cultivating more worth, freedom and expression, come and join me over on Insta at the What If Coach Faye.